Someone make it make sense.
Probably a couple.
What's up, my friends? Are y'all ready for the insanity to continue? It's going to be crazy. Let me get our banner here. Hope you guys had a nice break, did some things or not did some things, whatever the case may be. Fender, love you. Glad you're back. Happy to see you, my friend. All right, let's do this thing. It's okay. We're all delirious right now with this, I would say.
So, jurors, before we begin, Mr. Lally, as you approach the podium there, when I tell you that I strike something from the record, I know I have to that means you're not to consider it. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Lally.
Thank you.
What is going on?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
So, with reference to, before we broke, we were talking a bit about
Hi, Super Planner Girl. Happy to
Julie
see
Albert
you.
and Christopher Albert, correct?
Yes.
And how would you describe your relationship, if any, between Julie Albert prior to 2000?
Loose acquaintance.
Now, with reference to the occasions that you had said where you may have been at the same place at the same time, at a same function or something like that, over what period of time are we talking about, and about how many different instances of that occurred over those years?
Like I mentioned, they never been on my house. It was either at my sister's home or at my parents' house.
And at those times that you were at the same function a half a dozen times or so, how much interaction did you have with either Christopher Albert or Julie Albert, or even Colin Albert at those functions?
Just casual conversation, be cordial, and just typical conversations. You know, hi, how's it going? Things of that nature.
We haven't hit code red yet, but I have a feeling
Now,
we're going
with
to.
reference to these
We did the
experiences,
Weasel. Weasel's like our
lack thereof,
code red.
with Christopher or Julie Albert. What, if any, conversations did you have with your regards?
I explained the connection with my sister to the Albert family.
Still Lolly.
And
Yep,
how'd you explain that
Candace.
That would be Sergeant Mechanic, Lieutenant Fanning, and Detective Lieutenant Tully.
All right, Trooper, I'm going to ask you to keep your voice up, maybe approach the microphone a little closer.
That microphone.
And just with respect to those disclosures, what specifically did you tell either Sergeant Mechanic or Lieutenant Fanning?
You
or
night
Lieutenant
hawk.
Basically, that the Alberts are my sister's friends. That I've been at some functions with them, and the only kind of connection with the Albert family is through my sister.
And just when you say the
Oh,
Alberts,
boy.
as far as who specifically within the Alberts are you talking about that had a friendship with your sister?
Julie, Chris, and their son Colin.
Now, with regard to
That's what
the
I'm
investigation
Lolly.
that
I'm
you were
Lolly.
conducting
Look
and
at
the
that.
interviews that you conducted, what, if any, impact did that
Look at me, I'm
close
Lolly.
relationship have with regard to your interviews of them specifically, or the investigation in total?
Zero. Absolutely zero impact on this investigation.
Yep, I believe you. Not
You want to approach?
Yes.
approach. We get to skip past the approaching, which is nice. A luxury. You still looking over a thing?
Labeled Proctor Friends.
Now, over the course of your investigation, over the course of this case, you were aware that there were iCloud data that was obtained from your personal cell phone,
Yes,
and different text strings from that iCloud data from your personal cell phone, correct?
correct.
And with respect to what has just been placed before you, is that an excerpt or piece from those particular messages?
It is.
Oh boy.
And
Oh,
from
it's
the front page of that,
happening.
can you tell
Text
the jury
messages.
who are
Oh,
sort of the
boy.
participants in this particular text
Did
communication?
we prepare to be offended?
The several numbers that aren't identified, the three that are under kind of nicknames me and my buddies have for each other.
Generally speaking, just as far as the participants in this text communication, who are these people to you, and how do you know them? How long have you known them? Who are they?
The members on this text thread are close friends from junior high, first grade even.
So people you've known for years, is that correct?
Correct.
And do each of them live, or do any of them live within the general area at this time?
Some of them do, yes.
And so when some of them do, some of them do not, is that correct?
Correct.
And the ones that do not, how far away do they live?
As far away as Tennessee.
Now, with reference,
I have to say, junior high and first grade makes sense because he seems to have that level of intellect and maturity.
to this,
Hi,
there's an
Kidsman's
indication
happy
as
to
far
see
as
you,
the
my
first
friend.
message sent or last message sent from this particular text chain, correct?
I'm sorry, repeat the question, please.
We have a new
towards the
thing.
middle of the first page. Help direct your attention to that area. Is there any indication as far as the first message sent and the last message sent with respect to this text chain?
On the first page, yes.
And what is indicated as far as the first message and the last message?
The first message is, I need to brandish a gun more often. The
Oh my
last
God.
is Chip, name of that BPD cup.
No, I'm sorry, sir. If I could direct your
Molly
attention
bird.
to the first page in this packet, page 2527. you
Here he
see,
is.
Conversation
What is
detail.
that? Yeah, Molly.
Sorry, may I approach?
Yes.
Approach.
If I could direct your attention to
He's
that.
confused. He's having trouble.
At 8:48 a.m. The last message sent is 8/31/2022 at 11:19 p.m.
And is there also within that conversation details an indication as far as the number of messages over that time frame within this communication?
There is.
And what does it list for number of messages?
It's 38,707.
And fair to say the packet that you have before you does not contain all 38,707 messages, correct?
That's correct.
The first message that you had, I believe, alluded to in reference to the first one listed within this communication, what date and time is that?
That was January 29th, 2022 at 10:36 p.m.
And who is that message from?
My friend who lives in Tennessee.
And what, if anything, did he send to the group?
I need to brandish a gun more often.
And if you know, what is that in reference to?
He just recently moved to Tennessee, and he was kind of, I think, making a joke as kind of the lifestyle down there where guns are more prominent or more common to be carried around there. So I interpreted that as a joke in that nature.
And the next message, sir, from that same page, 2527.
The next one is, it's bold.
And is there a name associated with that number that's in these?
No,
Do you know who that person is?
I don't.
And the next message, sir, from 10:52 p.m.
Chip, name of that BPD cop.
And Chip, who is that referring to, sir?
That is one of my nicknames I've had since maybe high school.
So a nickname that would be familiar amongst these group of friends in particular?
They call
Yes.
him Chip? Why?
And
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah. Sounds like
this
a
time
douchebag,
period when
right?
these text messages begin, sometime after 10:30
Wow.
or 10:50 p.m. on January 29th. Where are you and what are you doing in reference around that time period?
At this point in time, on the 29th, I'm home.
And that last text message,
Your
did you
mess.
respond to that at approximately 10:53 p.m.?
Yes,
And what was your response?
John O'Keefe.
And the next message down from there, also at 10:53 p.m.
Yes, he took custody of his sister's kids.
That's your response. There's another response above that. Is that correct?
Yes.
What does that say?
How old?
And you respond as far as he took custody of his sister's kids, correct?
Correct.
Skipping down a couple, do you see an entry at 10:53:49 p.m.?
Yes,
And that's from a 617 number. Is that correct?
correct.
And what is the response there?
Oh man, that's rough.
And following that, do you respond to the earlier query as far as age?
I do.
And what did you say? As far as indication of mid-40s, what is that?
His age.
No, I understand that. I'm sorry. The next message underneath.
Oh
that.
boy.
I'm sorry. It's a Facebook link.
And do you recall what that Facebook link is to?
It's to John O'Keefe.
And is that something you sent or one of your friends sent?
One of my friends sent.
And the next message below, turning to now page 2529 at the top there. What is the next message that's sent?
What's that? Don't have the book anymore.
And as far as the book, what did you understand that to be? Maybe a coach.
Sure.
All right. And they're approaching. I think that these text messages are getting to the part about where he's talking about Karen, because we heard a little bit about that in the opening statements. I think that's what these texts are getting to, or happening. Oh, okay. Is the jury leaving? What's going on? All right.
Do you have that copy for me?
Another break? What? He just got back on the stand. Hold on. Weirdness. That's weird.
I responded with,
All right, here we go. Now we're back.
And there's a
Weird.
message there sent at 10:56 p.m. Is that correct?
yes.
And who's that from?
A friend who lives in Tennessee.
And what does he say in that text?
I'm sure the owner of the house will receive some shit.
And you respond at 10:56 as well as 10:57. Is that correct?
Correct.
And what is it that you respond?
My first response was nope. Homeowner is a Boston cop too.
And what, if anything, were you saying, or what was the purpose of that text in regard to the homeowner?
I was just letting him know that essentially Mr. O'Keefe is a Boston cop and the homeowner was a Boston cop as well.
Now, if I could turn your attention to 25.
Roger that, Kit Smits. Yeah, I agree, Fender.
And top of the page, sir, if you could read through that page as far as who's texting and what do they say?
Again, for my friend from Tennessee and myself, I hope not, but I can't see it. I responded with, she waffled him. I looked at his body at the hospital. He was banged up.
Now, as far as the next text from a 781 number,
Mhm.
What does that say?
Did he get beat up?
And
She
you responded to that,
waffled
is that
him?
correct?
I did.
Did you guys hear that she waffled him? What
The objections sustained.
What does that mean?
What, if any, response did you provide to that?
Nope.
Objection. The objection was to the former question and the answer.
I'll strike it.
So, wow. So Jackson's going to be doing cross again.
Now,
Wow.
turn your attention
Yeah,
to
that's what it
2534.
sounded like. Weirdness.
And from this page, sir, if you could again just read through as far as indicating to the jury who's speaking and what is being said.
From the start of the first text, so the owner of the house?
Yes.
So the owner of the house was a woman cop that beat him? That's what I initially thought after talking to Can paramedic. Then I saw the guy.
Wait. The owner of the house. Hold on. Wait, what did he say? Owner of the house was a Canton cop that beat him? What?
Now, turning your attention to 2534. And from this page, sir, if you could again just read through as far as indicating to the jury who's speaking and what is being said.
From the start of the first text, so the owner of the house?
Yes.
So the owner of the house was a woman cop that beat him? That's what I initially thought after talking to Can paramedic. Then I saw the guy.
And those last two are your responses, is that
A
correct?
woman cop?
Yes.
Now, the following text messages are from your
Beat
friends,
him?
is that correct?
Yes.
What do they say?
Bear, let's focus. What does she waffle to mean? What's the story?
Oh, here we go.
I responded.
Backing up just a little bit to try to hear this
And
again.
from this page, sir, if you could again just read through as far as indicating to the jury who's speaking and what is being said.
From the start of the first text, so the owner of the house?
Yes.
So the owner of the house was a woman cop that beat him? That's what I initially thought after talking to Can paramedic. Then I saw the guy.
A woman cop. That's what he's saying, right? A woman cop. Yes, and Abby, that's actually not the first time because Trooper Yuri Buchanan actually there's statements of his where he said that he thought that John O'Keefe was like hit with a bar glass in a bar fight or something along those lines, hit with a cocktail glass in a fight type thing. So yeah, that's what I thought. Woman cop. Yeah. He did. Yeah. Yes, him, but also, yeah, again, Trooper Buchanan also did. Yep. That was Trooper Buchanan's initial thought upon, whatever information he had. And then also this guy as well. Yeah.
And
woman
those
cop.
last two are your responses, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, the following text messages are from your friends, is that correct?
Yes.
What do they say?
Bear, let's focus. What does she waffle to mean? What's the story? I responded, she hit him with her car.
And the she that you're referring to there, who is that?
Miss Reed.
Yes. I'm wondering if that's him getting the information confused, in the sense that the consensus was that he was beat by a cop, but he also had a girlfriend, and there was talk about the girlfriend being involved. And so combined all that to get woman cop girlfriend, or woman cop that beat him. So yeah, we'll see.
Now turning your attention to the next page, 2535. Again, if you could start at the top of the page and read through that page and just indicate to the jury who is talking and what is being said.
Okay. My friend in Tennessee states, okay, that's fucked up. I respond, intentional or not. Then another response, gotcha. He was frozen in the driveway and she didn't see him, question mark. That's another animal we won't be able to prove. And then I respond, They arrived at the house together, got into an argument.
Wow. Wow. That's another animal.
Yell loud or out of turn.
The objection's overruled.
Holy fuck.
But
If I could say this, there needs to be an identifier of who's speaking.
I understand what you think the mix-up is. So, Mr. Lally, go back.
Thank you.
Okay,
Sir, if you could please, again, start at the top of the page and just indicate.
No,
as you go
just after the gotcha, he was frozen in the driveway, correct, Mr. Jackson?
That's correct, Your Honor. Thank you.
I respond, that's another animal we won't be able to prove. I follow that up. They arrived at the house together, got into an argument. She was driving and left. 781 number responds with, what's the name of the Canton cop living in Canton, the other one involved.
And how do you respond to that, sir?
There's several other messages before I issue a response.
Objection again. Bottom of the page.
So he's objecting because he's not reading things verbatim, and he should be reading it verbatim and not just like paraphrasing or skipping over shit. Yeah, I'm with you, Abby. This is the thing is, that's why Jackson is really being very proactive about objecting, because he's trying to pick and choose kind of the context of things. But, you know, I will say it'll always make more sense on cross. I mean, it'll be more fucked up, but this will make more sense, I would
So
imagine.
it's not an objection, but Mr. Lally, why don't you point him?
So, sir, at the bottom of page 2535, you have a response. Is that correct?
Correct.
Oh,
And what is
boy.
that response?
They arrived at the house together, got into an argument. She was driving and left.
Objection.
So it's going to be a matter you can address on cross.
There has to be some accuracy. If the reading
So
is-
I understand. So, Mr. Lally, why don't you go point for your witness?
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
All right. Wow. Why don't you go
Mhm.
point on the page? Okay. He's not looking at the right thing. Wow, this is a mess. He's probably trying to not see it on purpose, like selective, what do they call it? Selective vision or whatever. There's a word.
Okay. It's a HTML link, it's whiteout /Proctor iCloud
Oh,
/group
boy.
chat Feb 2022. So you point out.
What a mess. This is a mess. This is a mess, guys.
Can I see what you have for a second, please?
Holy mother of God. She's like, why can you not read? Does he need a flashlight? From
Mr.
your
Lally, it's on there. Why don't you go show your witness?
fucking hell.
Why
We
don't
need,
you just read it, Mr. Lally, and tell us who you attribute it
oh
to?
my God. We need Meerkat McCabe.
So, sir, what I'm
Right?
asking you about is the bottom of page
Holy
2535.
What a mess.
Excuse me.
How? Right?
2535.
Oh my
You
God.
indicated Bifkin, correct?
Wow.
Correct.
What did you mean by that?
That Miss Reed had struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle.
What? How?
Now, sir, if I could direct your attention to page
Did you skip
2537.
everything after the part about the fight? I'm so confused. Are these screenshots again?
Now, if you see response toward the bottom of the page from yourself, January 29, 2022 at 11:04 p.m.
Yes.
And can you read that response for the jury?
Yeah, but there'll be some serious charges brought on the girl.
Wow, this
What
is
did you mean by
sad.
that?
This is
That throughout the course of the day, we had compelling evidence that Miss Reed struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle.
no, that's not what that means. Sorry. They were just saying, what did he say? It was going to be another, what was the languaging? Another bear or something like that? Like it was going to be, oh God, what was the languaging? This is so much for my brain. just a few minutes ago, guys, he said something about like they're never going to be able to press charges on this or whatever. It's going to be bear to prove or something. And so now they're saying, well, yeah, we'll be able to get her with other charges. And he's characterizing it as, hold on, let's listen to the words from his mouth.
Second response, same number. She hot at least.
Oh, wait, we didn't go
Turning your
back.
attention to the next page.
Fucking hell. We didn't go back far enough. Another animal.
Now, do you see a response toward the bottom of the page from yourself, January 29th, 2022 at 11:04 p.m.?
Yes.
Yeah,
Can
you
you
can
read
make
that response, Adjourn?
Yeah, but there'll be some serious charges brought on the girl.
And what did you mean by that?
here.
That throughout the course of the day, we had compelling evidence that Miss Reed struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle.
See, it means it's the opposite. He's saying they were just saying they didn't have enough evidence and there was gonna be bear to prove or whatever. And now, oh my God. Oh y'all, I can't wait for cross on
And,
this.
you have two
Holy
responses
shit.
from friends.
Yeah,
Same
this
friends
is-
at the bottom of that page, 2537. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what are those responses?
Keep your
Um,
voice up loud, please. Trooper Proctor, jurors can't hear you.
Yes, Your Honor. Number ending in 5051. Got to be. I can only imagine what internal affairs of the BPD are trying to get out there. The second response, same number.
Wow.
She hot at least.
Did you guys hear that part? Let me put it on normal speed. Oh my God, because he's trying to actually rush through these. I can only imagine. Look, listen, y'all. This is incredible stuff
Friends,
right here.
at the bottom of that page,
Yeah.
2537. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what are those responses?
Keep your voice up loud, please.
They
Trooper
both.
Proctor, jurors can't hear you.
Yes, Your Honor. Number ending in 5051. Got to be. I can only imagine what internal affairs of the BPD are trying to get out there.
I can only imagine what internal affairs at the Boston Police Department are trying to get out there. Holy shit. Holy shit. BPD, Boston Police Department, Fender. Right, borderline, of course, right? Yeah, Boston Police Department. I can only imagine what internal affairs at the Boston Police Department is trying to get out there. And this says it all. This says it all. I mean, this is incredible.
Second response, same number. She hot at least.
Unbelievable.
Turning
Okay.
your attention
All
to the
right.
next page,
Okay, guys.
2538.
Okay.
At the top, if you could.
First of all, we have this. So hold on.
There's no evidence of anything in this case.
Okay, that's first of all. Second of all, we have code red. This is we're I feel like we're getting to the nude texts, but already they're talking about her. This is just, you guys, the level of disgust. I don't, yes, that's correct. It's going to get worse. I'm telling y'all, it's going to get worse. I have a feeling it's going to get worse. Code red, we need Weasel. We need all the things. All the things. It'd be perfect timing for sirens to drive by the courthouse, wouldn't it, at this point? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Just read a series of responses from yourself, correct?
Weasel alert.
Yes, sir.
Read from those, sir.
Yep. So these came from me.
Some real
From
Weasel.
all accounts, he didn't do anything wrong. She's a whack job.
She's,
CUNT.
oh, my God. Hold on. Let's listen to that again. Can you imagine her sitting here hearing this?
Yes, sir.
Read from those, sir.
Yep. So these came from me.
Yep.
From all accounts, he didn't do anything wrong. She's a whack job. CUNT.
Oh, my God.
Objection.
All right.
So don't spell
He's objecting because he's spelling it and not saying it. Yep.
it. You have to. So these are your words, Trooper Proctor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead and say them.
Yep.
Cunt. Yes, she's a babe. Weird Fall River
Oh,
accent.
my God. No.
Though,
Oh, my God.
no ass.
You guys. Do you see why it's so cringy that when he first took the stand on direct, I don't know, a couple of minutes in, and Lolly had him identify the witness. What's her name? Where is she sitting? What's she wearing? And he looks right at her. And I feel like he points. I don't know if he actually points, but if he doesn't actually point with his hand, he definitely points with his eyes. I'm sorry. Wow. To be in the position legally and that you're here with these charges is enough. It's more than enough. But on top of that, you have this fucker saying this type of shit about you. I can't. Wow. Right. super planner girl, you win right now. I wonder if his wife or mother of his child has the pleasure of watching this testimony. You know what? I doubt very much there's any women in his life, but if there are, I hope they certainly are watching and listening closely because, right? I know, and of all things, his high school buddies, what he said, junior high school and first grade. Yeah, no, he did. He said it, but he didn't say it in context. Here, let's listen again. He just said the word by itself. Motherfucker.
Unprofessional and regrettable comments are something I'm not proud of.
Yeah.
Correct.
What did you mean by that?
That Miss Reed had struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle.
Wow.
Now, sir, if I could direct your attention to page 2537.
Wow.
Now, do you see a response toward the
Disgusting.
bottom of the page
Absolutely
from yourself,
disgusting.
January 29th, 2022 at 11:04 p.m.?
Yes.
And can you read that response for the jury?
Yeah, but there'll be some serious charges
Good
brought
point,
on the
Fender.
girl.
What did you
Probably.
mean by that, sir?
Probably.
That throughout the course of the day, we had
Okay, we heard this.
compelling evidence
Let me bump it
that
up
Miss Reed struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle.
about this UNT. Yeah, but Fender, I think
You have
you're
two
on to something.
responses from friends, same friends, at the bottom of that page, 2537. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what are those responses?
Keep your voice up loud, please.
Right.
Trooper Proctor, jurors can't hear you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Number
yeah.
ending in
Good call, Fender.
5051.
Good call.
Got to be. I can only imagine what internal affairs of the BPD are trying to get out there. The second response, same number. She hot at least.
And turning your attention to the next page, 2538. At the top,
I'm not going to judge you, Fender, for that.
Just read a number series of responses from yourself, correct?
Oh
Yes,
my
sir.
Read from those,
God.
sir.
Yep. So these came from me. From all accounts, he didn't do anything wrong. She's a whack job. CUNT.
Objection.
So don't spell it. You have to. So
Here.
these are your words, Trooper Proctor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead and say them.
Cunt.
See? That's fucked.
Yes, she's a babe. Weird Fall
Wow.
River accent, though.
Wow.
Though,
Ugh.
no ass.
And sir, what is it that you were referring to there, or why would you text that?
These were, from all accounts, he didn't do anything wrong. Is talking about the homeowner, Mr. Albert. I had mentioned the compelling evidence against Miss Reed at this point indicated that Mr. Albert had nothing to do with Mr. O'Keefe's death. The rest of the unprofessional and regrettable comments are something I'm not proud of, and I shouldn't have wrote in a private or any type of setting.
Wait a second. That's another mischaracterization. Hold on, guys. Let's back up one more time. Okay, there's so much in this one text. That's a mischaracterization. Hold on. Let me show you.
All accounts, he didn't do anything wrong.
He didn't do anything wrong. That's referring to John O'Keefe, right? By all accounts, listen again. Y'all, he's talking about John O'Keefe.
Yes.
Oh
Can
my
you read
God.
that response for the jury?
Yeah, but there'll be some serious charges brought on the girl.
And what did you mean by that, sir?
That throughout the course of the day, we had compelling evidence that Miss Reed struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle.
Oh my God.
And you have two responses from friends, the same friends, at the bottom of that page, 2537. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what are those responses?
Keep your voice up loud, please. Trooper Proctor, jurors can't hear you.
Yes, Your Honor. Number ending in 5051. Got to be. I can only imagine what internal affairs of the BPD are trying to get out there. The second response, same number. She hot at least.
And turning your attention to the next page,
Here.
2538.
Here.
At the
Listen.
top,
So I want you guys to listen for the who he's referring to when he says he didn't do anything wrong.
you could just read a number series of responses from yourself, correct?
Yes, sir.
Read from those, sir.
Yep. So these came from me. From all accounts, he didn't do anything wrong. She's a whack job.
There. Who do you think he's talking about when he says he? By all accounts, he doesn't do anything wrong. She's a whack. And then he's just talking about Karen.
CUNT.
Objection.
He's talking about John. Those texts are about John O'Keefe. 100%.
So don't spell it. You have to. So these are your words, Trooper Proctor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead and say them.
Cunt. Yes, she's a babe. Weird Fall River accent, though. No ass.
Oh boy. All right.
And sir, what is it that you were referring to there, or why would you text that?
These were, from all accounts, he didn't do anything wrong. Is talking about Mr. Homeowner, Mr. Albert.
Right.
I had mentioned the compelling evidence against Miss Reed at this point indicated that Mr. Albert had nothing to do with Mr. O'Keefe's death.
There was no mention of even if they didn't use his name, there wasn't even anything about a homeowner. There's nothing about that at all.
The rest of the
Holy shit.
unprofessional and regrettable comments
Don't
are
come out and cry.
something I'm not proud of,
Well, the
and I shouldn't
jury-
have wrote in a
The
private or
jury
any
will
type
got
of setting.
protection anyway.
Sir, at some point, if I could turn your attention to page 2540.
Wow.
And there's a photograph that's shared within this text communication. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And does it indicate who shared that photograph?
Right.
From the prior page, possibly.
I know.
The number ending in 5051.
And
Wow.
who is depicted in that photograph that was shared within the group text?
It's Miss Reed being escorted out of the state police.
Oh, he shared
Milton
a
Barracks.
picture. He shared a picture in the group text. You guys. Oh my God. My heart breaks for her. And you know he was doing it because of the whole she's hot thing. I can't. Oh my God. Yeah, y'all. Yes, let's listen again. It's just getting worse, guys. How? Worse than the solo cups, right?
The number ending in 5051.
Oh my God.
And who is depicted in that photograph that was shared within the group text?
There.
It's Miss Reed being escorted out of the state police
Unbelievable.
Milton Barracks.
From
These
behind,
are all
probably?
from February 1st of 2022, around that time frame. Is that correct?
Yes.
Wow. Hang him at dawn, I say. Look at this
And sir,
fucker.
if I could direct you to page 25.
Oh my God. We've done all the codes, but we'll do them again, y'all. Can I?
Sir,
me
if I could
trying,
direct you to the top of the page. and
no,
ask you to
that's me trying to imitate the goat. Hold on. Let me just, because people will be confused if they're just joining us or whatever. So that's me doing the goat scream. Yeah. All the things. There's not enough things. This is going to break everything. This is breaking me. Yeah, oh my God. This is disgusting in every way. It was disgusting enough. And think about the way they treated the victim with the way this investigation was done with the solo cups and shit. Now this is, and already the way they were treating her was disgusting, but this is a whole other fucking level.
read through that page.
Oh.
indicating who's speaking and what
Oh
the
my
content of those
God.
communications are.
Okay. Number ending in 4146.
Wow.
Question, is that chick a smoke? Again, 4146 question mark. I respond EH.
Yeah.
I respond again, nutbag, as Chief would say.
Look at his face. I just have to say that they are so lucky because at least they have goats. They're going to break their goats. I wish I had a goat. Someone send me a goat. Someone send me a goat. I can do
I also respond with, she's got a leaky balloon knot, leaks poo.
What? Wait.
And what, if anything, is that?
Hold on.
Again,
Wait, what?
to Ms. Reed's some medical conditions there.
No,
Who is depicted in that
no,
photograph that was shared
no,
within the
no,
text?
no.
It's Miss Reed being escorted out of the state police Milton Barracks.
No, no.
And these are all from February 1st of 2022, around that time frame. Is that correct?
Yes.
How do you know that, Super Planner Girl? She's a colostomy.
Now, sir, if I could direct you to page 2543.
What the fuck? So
And sir, if I could direct you to the top of the page and ask you to read through that page, indicating who's speaking and what the content of those.
we were around it. Don't worry. Here.
Okay. Number ending in 4146.
Are you around it?
Question, is that chick a smoke? Again, 4146 question mark. I respond EH. I respond again, nutbag, as Chief would say. I also respond with, she's got a leaky balloon knot, leaks poo.
Oh my God.
And what, if anything, is that
Wow.
in reference to? Sir?
Again,
Oh my God.
to misread some medical conditions there.
Holy fuck. Holy mother.
Again,
of God.
unprofessional comments I should not have made.
That's what you're saying about it?
That I'm not proud of.
That's what you have to say for yourself. I want to break everything right now.
As far as attitudes expressed within these text
Oh my
messages and other
God.
text messages.
Oh my God. This is horrifying.
What, if any, impact did that have as far as your investigation was concerned?
Oh, Lolly, no. No. Lolly, no.
These juvenile, unprofessional comments have zero impact
No,
on the facts,
stop
the evidence,
it. Stop.
and the integrity of this investigation.
Oh, how dare he? How dare he follow that with how did it affect your... The women on the jury, well, I don't know how they're not just storming out of that courtroom. Honestly, to expect them to sit here and listen to this is, you're already asking for them to sit here for weeks on end. They've got more. It's already been, this is week 7. They said they're going to have it wrapping up by the end of June. And to listen to Lolly drivel on and on and on about God knows what with the apron and the snow and bullshit and the high tops, and listen to this miscarriage of justice. And then on top of that, they're going to hear these text messages, and then you're going to follow that up with, did this affect your investigation at all? And he's going to say, no, it didn't. Which I will say, even if you just go off of his own words, he just said that it was unprofessional. So if his profession, besides being a piece of shit, is being a detective or whatever the fuck, a trooper, which I'm sure he's not anymore, then by your own definition, sir, how are we supposed to believe a word that comes out of your mouth with that? This is oh boy. Yeah.
They said these are unprofessional comments, but they absolutely do not detract from the integrity of the investigation or the facts and evidence of it.
Yeah, good point, super planner girl. Right.
Can I approach this
Yeah,
entry?
cruel. I know.
Yes.
He's done everything to dehumanize her. Yep. Candace hit the nail on the head with that one, from her looks and her appearance to now the medical
Now,
condition.
Trooper Proctor.
Unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Seen within,
Literally.
we've seen text messages amongst
Oh
yourself
my
and a
God.
variety of different people from that same sort of iCloud era of your personal phone, correct?
Correct.
iCloud era?
And among those are there communications that you had with members of the candidate
Lolly.
department?
Yes.
And how would you characterize
So he's
what was
boss-
the general content of communications that you had with members of the candidate?
Great. Let's hear it.
One communication was to coordinate interview times for firefighters and police officers, and to set up a conference room where those interviews could be conducted. Obviously, the presence of Canton detectives or any police officers were not going to be sitting in on these interviews. Another communication was to inquire of relevant security videos that are in the area. Their local department, they know the area very well. So
All right, so let me see what he's saying here. Basically, from what I can gather, he's saying that because of the fact, this is how he got involved, right? Because he's Boston Police Department. Remember, Canton had to recuse themselves, quote unquote, from the interview portion, right? Which that's a joke in and of itself. But that means that for the interview portion and collecting videos, as he's saying, they had to bring in their buddies from Boston Police Department, which included yours truly, who we're looking at right here on the screen, to come in and take care of that for them.
So I had reached out and asked if there's some good cameras in the area that I had of kind of interest in.
It's
You may
despicable.
approach the witness.
Yes.
Oh my God. They're approaching.
My sister and I.
All right,
Your
text
sister
messages
Courtney,
with
is
his,
that correct?
That's correct.
okay,
And
his sister Courtney. So remember, Courtney is like best friends with Jen McCabe or
similar to
something.
what I'd asked you about the prior packet as far as a first message sent date and time, last message sent date and time, what is indicated on this first?
Wow.
First message sent date time, December 10th, 2021 at 9:33
Wow.
p.m.
I can't believe this is happening.
Last message sent 8:30, 2022 at 8:48 p.m.
And 8:30, that's August 30th, is that correct?
I'm sorry, yes, August 30th, 2022.
And similar to the other messages, is there an indication as far as how many number of messages were sent between yourself and your sister over that time period?
2,865.
And fair to say that the documents in front of you do not contain 2,865 messages?
Correct.
Now, just in reference to the first message on page 2662, the first
Ugh.
packet, do you see that from December 10th of 2021 at approximately 9:33 p.m.?
Yes.
And what does that indicate?
I'm just standing here shaking.
A text message from my sister.
And what does it say?
I called earlier, Dolph earlier, and mom was puking in the background.
And do you recall what that was in regard to?
From the sounds of it, my mother had a stomach bug.
Are you trying to elicit sympathy? Are you trying? Hold the fuck on. Are you trying to elicit sympathy? Not that your mother should be brought into this at all, but fucking hell. What? Oh my God. Why? Relevant
Sir,
objection.
if I could direct your attention
Oh my
to page 2667.
I wonder if there's an actual reason for that, and that's going to come up on cross. But otherwise,
These are text messages from January 29th, 2022, between yourself and your sister Courtney. Correct?
Correct.
And if you could read from the top of the page
Wow.
through the end, and please indicate to the jury as far as who's talking and who's saying what.
So I texted my sister at work, "What's up?" She responds, "What? Why?" I respond, "I just found it frozen to death on a front lawn in Canton this morning. Actually, just interviewed Jen McCabe. Said she knows
oh,
you,
fuck.
And they know who are you referring to?
my sister.
And how did your sister respond to that?
Cut the shit." I responded, "You." It was a typo correction with my response to you. She responded, "Yeah, she knows Jack very well. She's really good friends with Julie." My sister continues on. Her sister is married to Brian Albert. My sister asks, "You still working?" ?
Oh my God. The homeowner. This
I
is
says, yeah, gonna be
Oh,
out for a
boy.
while. Homicide.
And as far as your answers to those questions, or as far as your communications that you had with your sister at this time on the afternoon of January 29th, what were those in regard to, or why were you communicating that to your sister?
At that time, it was just
no
kind of
bullshit.
in the news. I was just kind of
Bullshit.
letting her know I was out working.
What?
She didn't share anything specific. I wouldn't share anything specific on cases with my family or anyone.
Yeah,
It was
right.
just kind
yeah,
of
right.
an overall
Funny.
innocent conversation.
Now, turning your
It was
attention
an
to the next
innocent
page,
conversation, he
2669.
says.
Again, if you could read from that page as far as
Hold
who's
on.
talking and what
I'm going to do a quote.
All right.
Oh, God.
My sister starts off, "The Can't thing is a homicide." I respond, "This is at 3 in the afternoon on the 29th. Don't say a word to anyone." She said, "Of course not." I respond, "In the very least, it's suspicious." She responds, "This is your livelihood." And then I would never miss with that. 3:07, I respond, "Julie and Chris were at the bar with the victim and girlfriend. Got to interview them."
There we go, guys.
I'd like to direct your attention to page 2672.
Okay. You sure having trouble with the paper? Look at him.
These are messages from February 1st,
Eyes.
2022. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the one at the top starts about February 1st, 5:57 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes.
And again, if you could read
feel like
through as
I'm
far
gonna
as
throw up.
who's speaking and what the content of those messages are.
I texted my sister, "What's up?" She responded, "Nothing. I just saw Julie, and she said when this is all over, she wants to get you a thank you gift." And
Oh, whoa. I was, okay, never mind. I'm not going to pause it.
I respond, "Get Elizabeth one." Elizabeth's my wife.
Wow.
Because my
Guys?
sister responds,
How?
"Because I guess her and Chris were friends with John, and she's so proud of you for leading this." And then she writes, "Elizabeth?" ?
Fucking
I-
hell, she added that after the fact. Or somebody.
Respond with, "She's been stuck with the kids for the
Guys.
last 10 nights. My sister responded with, "Yeah, but she knew what life is like married to a cop."
Did you guys hear that? Let me back that up. You guys, I don't.
At any point in time.
I never received a gift. I never asked for a gift. My wife never received a gift. She responded, "Nothing. I just saw Julie, and she said when this is all over, she wants to get you a thank you gift." And I respond, "Get Elizabeth one." Elizabeth's my wife. And my sister responds, "Because I guess her and Chris were friends with John, and she's so proud of you for leading this."
She's
And then
straight
she
cover.
writes, "Elizabeth?" ? I respond with, "She's been stuck with the kids for the last 10 nights. My sister responded with, "Yeah, but she knew what life is like married to a cop."
Stop. Yeah, no. This
And
is
sir, as
bad.
far as the
Oh my God.
gift that's mentioned, as far as Julie Albert, is that anything that you had received at any point in time?
How the
I never
fuck?
received a gift. I never asked for a gift. My
How
wife
is-
never received a gift. She never asked for a gift.
How?
How would you describe this?
Yeah,
context
he
of
is
this
kids.
conversation
That's
or why
another
that's being
thing.
discussed at this time?
Again, I don't know the thought process of my sister and Julie as far as bringing that idea of a gift into play. Like I said, I didn't ask for one. I never received one. The same with my wife.
Sir, if I could direct your attention
No
to page
donuts,
2676.
New muffins. Right, that's exact Fender. You read my mind. You read my mind. That's exactly what
And
I
then if I
thought.
could ask you
Yep.
to start at the top of the page
Yep.
and read
Yep.
through and just indicate as far as who's saying,
That's
who's
what I
speaking
thought.
and what they're talking.
I start out, we write like 8 to 12 warrants on each case. My sister responded, no, I have no idea what the hell you do or how it works. I responded on the 10th at 7:36 p.m. I'm starving, but I also just want to go home. Thanks, though. My sister responds, yeah, but is dinner going to be waiting? She responded with, ha, ha, ha.
What?
And then I responded, yep. And then my sister responded with, okay, it's fine. Mom and I just don't want to go home.
Mom and I.
May I approach her?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree, Candace. I hope his kids don't get tortured. It's not their fault. Right. He doesn't deserve
May I
water.
approach the witness, Your Honor?
Take his water away from him. Which part is understandable?
You know the document, sir? Do you
Maybe?
recognize that?
Yes, I do.
About dinner, right?
What do you recognize that?
This is private messages between my wife and I,
Oh boy.
Again, what is your wife's name?
Elizabeth.
And what, if anything, does that indicate as far as dates and times and number of messages involved?
Oh,
Okay, so the first message sent 5/20/2022 at 6:19 p.m. The last message sent 8/31/2022 at 9:16 p.m.
And what, if any, indication does it give as far as number of messages within that text chain?
1,632.
And of those 1,162, there's one message that's listed on that. Is that correct?
Fender, spousal privilege only is my brain can't work right now, is only in effect when you've got defendant on the stand. Like, in other words, if he was a defendant, which he should be and hopefully will be someday, then they couldn't force his wife to testify against him. I mean, I know it's easy to forget that he's not the defendant, but because he's not the defendant yet, that doesn't apply. That only applies when it comes to a defendant and their spouse testifying against them.
Correct.
And what is the date and time of that message, and what does it say, and who's speaking?
Right.
This is me speaking on June 9th, 2022 at 4:56 p.m. I text my wife waiting to lock this whack job up.
And
What?
what are you referring to in that text, sir?
I'm referring to the arrest after Ms. Reed was indicted
Lock
by the
this
grand
whack,
jury.
lock this whack job up.
And again, as far as the terminology that you use in that text message to your wife, why is that?
Yeah.
Again, unprofessional messages I should not have sent.
I want to know what she said.
I don't have an explanation other than
You're a piece of shit, tool bag.
they're regrettable and something I'm not proud of, the language I used.
May I approach the
Look at
witness,
his
Yes.
dude.
So Trooper Proctor, the jurors can't hear you. So speak directly into your microphone the way I'm doing, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do they want to hear? I mean, right? Fender says, if my spouse is pulling the shit, I'm serving divorce papers and volunteering testimony. Yup, accurate. Look at Jackson's face, man. He's red as fuck, dude. Look at his face, y'all. He's like got hives, it looks like. I don't blame him, dude. Yeah, accurate. Let's jump ahead. Oh, okay, now something's happening. Another approach. He's looking over some documents.
participants listed there.
Oh,
Sergeant Buchanan and I interviewed her.
Thank you. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
here we go. Okay. God, fucking
Document, sir.
fuck.
Before I get into that, though, if I could turn your attention back to some of the comments on the language used in the January 29th
Yeah,
and
you might all.
1st or 2nd text communications among your friend group. With reference
With
to
reference
that
to the
particular time frame and the language that you used, what sort of information had you gathered to that point, and why would you say or use that particular language in your,
what
particularly in
cunt?
your description?
Sorry, I'm using his language.
This was, 16, 18 hours later. And I conducted multiple interviews. We
Speak up.
conducted multiple interviews. We knew Mr. O'Keefe never went into Fairview Road. We knew
I
there was
love that
one
he's
shoe
being
at the
scolded
scene,
by the judge,
one shoe
though.
at the
That's
hospital.
awesome, man.
Mr. O'Keefe's, based off Mr. O'Keefe's injuries, Miss Reed's statements when Sergeant Buchanan and I interviewed her, her broken taillight, the missing taillight, some taillight pieces found at the scene, the compelling evidence pointing directly at Miss Reed that she struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle
No.
led me to make those comments. Whether, like I said, they weren't professional comments, but based on the day's investigation, it was clear that
Day's
Miss Reed had struck Mr. O'Keefe with her vehicle.
Ugh.
Sir, if I could turn your attention to the documents before you, do you recognize those?
I do.
And as far as the participants in that particular conversation, who were the participants listed there?
It's Trooper David Dicicco and myself.
And Trooper Dicicco and yourself both work within the same unit with the state police, is that correct?
That's correct.
I know, Fender.
And beyond the professional relationship you have with yourself, between yourself and Trooper Dicicco, how would you characterize your relationship, generally speaking?
We're buddies, we golf together, hang outside of work, our kids play together. So, we're friends.
Now, within the, again, as far as the first message sent, date and time, and last message sent, date and time within this conversation, if you could describe that for the jury.
First message sent, date and time, March 17th, 2022, 11:08 a.m. Last message sent.
It's insane how there's no custodian of records for any of these text messages so far in this entire trial. Like, there's no foundation. Like, it's crazy, right? Like, these are iCloud messages, apparently. These aren't not from his phone. These are from iCloud, which that's like a whole different thing. Like in Murdoch, they had to have separate people come in for all that shit and talk about the iCloud cache. That was like 3 or 4 witnesses just to talk about that. And then it came up with the following witnesses whenever they were talking about all the different shit with the phone. And honestly, there was way less fuckery in terms of text messages and shit with that. Like, there's no, how is this allowed?
That date and time,
I'm going to have
August 18th, 2022, 6:08 a.m.
Stop talking, just
And again, the
call
number of
911.
messages listed within this text chain.
87.
Yeah,
Fair to say the documents
absolutely.
before you
Yeah,
were not
for
containing
sure.
87 text messages.
Well,
correct?
they actually
That's correct,
wanted
sir.
justice. So.
Now, just in general terms, if you have an opportunity to just look at the first couple pages there, fair to say those are just sort of jokes that you have going back and forth between yourself and Trooper Dicicco. Is that fair to say?
No.
Yes.
No. Jokes.
Now, if
Brace
I could turn your
yourself.
attention specifically to page 2632.
So I'm thinking he might be skipping over the jokes. Lolly might. Jokes, I guarantee you that's not what it is. And it's going to come up on cross if they don't cover it here. Yeah, it's going to be more
And,
bad stuff.
These are text messages starting on April 28th, 2022 at 10:52 in the morning. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, what was the time again, sir?
April 28th, 2022,
I hope
10:52
DSN's okay.
Yes, correct.
And again, sir, with
Glenn, are you
reference
okay?
to this page, if you could read the content to the jury and please indicate who is speaking at each respective times.
Okay.
I mean, not to mention is reading things into the record, and there's nothing to verify any of this. But go ahead.
I said out without a doubt, he's got diarrhea of the mouth too.
I mean,
Trooper Dicicco, rookie move, not going into.
the only thing I will say is these text messages are so bad that I doubt he would make them up. But still, reading it into the record, there's no foundation laid. So, technically, these are all hearsay. I mean, you didn't bring in all these other people he's texting to bring them in, right? Like, that would be one other way to verify it. Bring in the wife, bring in the other people, the friends from first grade, your little buddies, and have them all verify that this is them.
In meeting with the Emmy and getting that homicide determination. I respond, Yuri and
That's what I keep talking about, because you know what we don't have, to my knowledge. I keep talking about this. It's not the cause of death that's important here. It's the manner. And that's the homicide. That's where homicide comes in. That's what I keep harping on about. Y'all are probably so sick of it. But that's because how do you charge someone with murder if you don't have a homicide from a medical examiner? And it looks like he's realizing that that's a problem. And who we haven't heard from is the medical examiner. This jury, I swear.
I had 2 conference calls with her, sent her numerous photos, etc. We laid out the entire case for her.
Yeah, Fender.
Trooper Dicicco responds, not good enough. Should have had me or Jeff do it. I respond,
You mean there's
who did it, she would have made it accidental or natural causes.
I'm having like hard time
And can
breathing.
you explain the context of those communications or what exactly is it that you?
Oh my God.
talking about in that.
Oh my God.
So the ME is a medical examiner. They conducted the autopsy of Mr. O'Keefe.
Why haven't we heard from them?
Our office, it's kind of a little bit of a locker room.
Hold on, wait for the ambulance and then
Yeah.
speak up. The jurors
Wrong.
can't hear you way back with the
You know
court officer
what?
standing.
It's really interesting. We've not even really, I don't think we've even heard the words medical examiner at all in this trial yet that I can recall. I don't think we've even heard those words at all. The jury probably forgot there was such a thing. And maybe that was strategy, although again, I hate feeling like I'm giving Wally any credit for that. I have said this before and I'll say it again. I've been wondering if he was just hoping the jury would forget about it and not know that you should hear from a medical examiner if they've never served on a jury before, and that he would just try to skirt away without ever proving that there was a homicide at all. But this dude has just said those words, and I wonder if the jury perked up when they heard that. Like, oh, wait, oh yeah, right, murder, homicide, medical examiner. Yeah.
So like I said, the ME stands for medical examiner. They conducted the autopsy of Mr. O'Keefe. I guess I'll address the conference calls Sergeant Buchanan and I had with the medical examiner. The doctor had some questions as to the
Oh my God.
facts and evidence, kind of what had transpired,
Oh
which is
my
common.
God.
You know,
Oh my
even if it's
Oh
just
my
a homicide, I've had
Guys, I can't.
many calls with the medical examiner's office, even if it's a suicide or overdose. Always with a homicide.
Okay. Guys, whoever wasn't there for the Murdoch deep dive, we delved full on into everything of a difference between a coroner, a medical examiner, and a forensic pathologist. And we heard a lot of testimony from all of those, right? It's like, it's the opposite of this trial. And here's what I will say. And I keep using the Murdoch trial because I know most of you guys were there for the deep dive, but you could take any trial, honestly, as an example. These medical examiners are forensic pathologists. The medical examiner is just a title that they're given when they're working for government instead of a hospital. So like Dr. Ellen Reamer is an example, right? And there's others, but they specifically, do you guys remember this? Specifically, because the defense kept grilling her. Didn't you get information from Kenny Kinsey? Didn't you meet with so-and-so and she said over and over again, it's not part of the practice. We do not get it. And it makes sense, right? She says, we do not get details from anything else. We don't look at crime scene photos. We don't talk to, because we just look at the body and we let the body tell us what happened. And they're not going to make up, because otherwise this is, obviously there's a bigger systemic problem here. And you can see, it's like the defenses, you know, they're great. They're obviously like, but like the whole idea of a conspiracy, I think was a little bit far-fetched for a lot of people, including myself. All I can say is as more of this evidence comes out between Buchanan and him, you can see how it's like there's really no way around it. And we'll talk about it when we get there, but on a recap, but with Karen's, you know, the snippet from her interview, it's like even if you want to try to be like, oh, there's no way that's far-fetched, it's like this shit, you can't ignore it anymore, man, because this really, now the medical examiner even, I mean, we can't, you guys, this whole time, it's like, when are we going to hear from the medical examiner? You know what I'm hearing now? We can't even trust what they say. We can't even trust what they say because they are not operating the way that you're supposed to. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they could be, you know, like reported to the, you know, like with attorneys, it's like the bar association. I guess it's the medical board. I don't really know, but like, they're not supposed to be asking for that stuff. This is like so fucked. This is so fucked. This is so fucked. All the way through the medical examiner. It's not just the buddy police and their families and their kids and the cousins and, you know, the neighbors and whatever the fuck. It's worse. Whenever you're talking about the medical examiner, now you're also involving the DA's office because they're the ones bringing the charges, which it's like the words are going to come out of my mouth, guys. It's like they're all working together to make this thing happen. I mean, and the only reason one can think of is to try to protect Brian Albert, right? Like, or somebody in that family. That's the only thing one can think of, unless it's just to protect their own image as an agency, which is also possible as an organization, that it would look so bad, it reflects so badly on the police. Maybe there was a threat that they'd get defunded. I'm trying to think bigger here, right? Because when you're involving all these other people now that don't even know the family, now it's a lot bigger, right? Yeah, Kit Smith's, yeah. We talked about that. If you keep listening, we did talk about that. I know. This is, that's a good point, Fender. Thank you. That's helpful. Yeah, Fender makes a good point that maybe the medical examiner just ignored that and did her job. I hope so, or his job. But it is still interesting though that they make that assumption, like as if they've done it before. Like the one person who we're thinking, okay, we're in this trial, I don't just mean me, I mean everybody on LawTube, right? It's like some objective evidence from the Emmy. We need to hear from the Emmy. And it's like, well, now what? Y'all? Okay, let's just keep listening. Oh my God.
The doctor wants to know what transpired. Trooper Dicicco and myself, we kind of like to bust each other's chops, go back and forth. So that's what he meant by saying rookie move, not going into a meeting with the ME and getting that homicide determination. The original determination came back.
Sustained. Next question, Mr. Riley.
Now, as far as
oh my God,
attending the autopsy, is that something that typically someone within your office would do?
Good for you, Fender.
With regard to any sort of death investigation?
No.
Yes.
No. You guys, have y'all ever heard that in a trial? I've never heard that. That they attend the autopsy? No. I've never. What? This reminds me of like in Murdoch case with when SLED was trying to do their search of the house and they were being followed around the whole time by family member. It's like them looming over the Emmy, looming. And how much you want to bet that Emmy is a woman? I'm gonna go ahead and speculate. Speculation noise as of EDB, a la EDB. I'm gonna go and speculate that this Emmy is a woman, and that this is a similar type of fucking disgusting, because this tracks, right? We've seen how he handles this shit, pulling strings, favors, quid pro quo, and the way that he treats and thinks about women. This is all really becoming kind of clear to me, and now it's like, well, she might not even be like she could have been real. Oh my God, y'all. And I was going to say to Fender's comment here, she said she's going to hold out on judging the Emmy. I want to do that, but here's the thing. This case, remember Fender when we were watching and Trooper Buchanan took the stand, right? And we were like, okay, the record evidence in this case, like the track record in this case, is everything's fucked. But like he seemed okay enough, right? Like he had a great resume and we were going to give him the benefit of the doubt and hope we weren't disappointed. And I'm not saying the fact that we were disappointed because he turned out being like just like everybody else means anything about the Emmy. What I'm saying is like clearly everybody involved in this entire case, it's like I guess they either wouldn't be involved if it's not fucked up, right? Or they're only going to bring in people and involve people that they know are going to go along with it. But for whatever reason, there's like nothing that's not contaminated here. From the evidence to the witnesses to the law enforcement, everything is contaminated. It's all fucking contaminated. Yeah, Kit Smith's. Yeah, jump ahead and put it on speed because we need you. We need your support. This is y'all just keep in mind Kit Smith is gonna be freaking out and having heart attacks going along here. At this point, we're already half dead, but and I think that they've left for the day because that Squirrely bar, it's not getting any longer, even though I keep pausing it because I can't cope with this.
Who attended the autopsy of Mr. O'Keefe.
Right, Fender.
Trooper O'Keefe.
Yes.
And so as far as Trooper Chico's reference to you not
going. Yeah, y'all, I think they left early. There must have been some issue because they were supposed to go to 4, I think, right?
Or Sergeant Mechanic not going in, is that what you believe?
Oh my God.
Was referring to in that message?
Objection.
Sustained as to the form.
You indicated that you and Trooper Dicicco bust each other's chops. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Can you describe a little more, expound upon that as far as the
No.
nature of your relationship and sort of the text messages that you exchange and
It has to be
other
soon.
communications that you have?
Not all of them. So let's just be starting it, right?
Basically just, kind of needling each other, and him doing that is by texting me, rookie move, not going to meeting with the medical examiner. So that's a perfect example of him kind of just needling me, which We do on a daily basis.
This is fucked up. Sorry.
As far as your
Just need-
interpretation of that,
what?
did you interpret that as a serious comment or something
What?
said in jest?
Just need
I interpreted that as a typical joke from Trooper Dicicco.
Now, may I approach the retrieve?
Yes.
We must be close. Oh my God. My brain is messing up. Is that the end of it? Is that the end of it?
Last message sent, date, and time, and number.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Candace. Look, y'all, if y'all need to take breaks for your mental health, feel free. You can always just mute this fucker and stay in the chat if you want to. But yeah, this is tough. This is really tough. This is tough. This is yeah, on another level, for sure. But at least we have each other, right? And she's gonna get justice, y'all. Yeah, no court, correct. But we have a recap. We have a recap, but no court.
May I approach you?
Yes.
Showing you another document, asking, do you recognize that?
Yes.
Do you recognize that?
Text messages.
Wow, that was so. This, I would imagine, this is going to be bad. Here, let me try to say this to be optimistic. We can't have that much longer on direct, and you know what? It's going to be really worth it. It's going to be really worth it when we get to cross, which should be soon. It's going to be worth it because he's going to have his head on a spit. It's going to be great. We can all have a
Between myself and Trooper Dicicco.
And again, what is the first message sent, date, and time? Last message sent, date, and time, and number of messages contained therein.
First message sent, date and time, April 28th, 2022 at 1:09 p.m. Last message sent, date and time, April 28th, 2022, 4:45 p.m.
And the number of messages, sir.
4.
He cleared his throat big time
And
before
if
this.
you could read the content
What
of
Kitsmans
those
can get
messages contained therein.
Somewhat caught up.
Please indicate who's speaking.
I wish DSN were here. Somebody send
So I
me.
sat out, of course, it's undetermined. She was a whack job.
Ah. Yeah, good. Kidsmits, thank you. Good.
Trooper Dicicco responds, Dear God, WTF, what the hell is inconclusive about the whole thing?
Oh my God.
And as far as your indication there, as far as she was a whack job, who are you referring to there?
Miss Reed.
Of course. Who else would it be? I guess it could be the medical
As far as
examiner.
the undetermined of what you're talking about, what is sort of the content or the context of this
I guess at
conversation?
this point, he would rather say.
That would be the manner of death was determined to be undetermined by the medical examiner's office.
And so I ask you again, as far as your reference there in the bottom of the first page, as far as she was a whack job, whom are you
Manner.
referring to there?
Y'all, that's wait. That's the moment I've been waiting for. Let me back that up. That's the word I've been waiting for. Manner. We finally heard it. Manner. Undetermined. The manner is undetermined. Are you fucking joking me? I kept saying, what if that's the case? But I wasn't saying it would actually be the case. Because every time I talked about this, I said the same thing, which is you can't charge murder without a homicide. In every murder case, we hear the same thing. Cause and manner of death. And I even said this morning because somebody was asking about it. I was like, even if the cause is undetermined, like take Tylee, for example, in Chad's trial, the cause of death can be undetermined. The manner has to be homicide, death by the hands of another. I'm sorry, Abby. Y'all, I'm sorry. This is. I don't even know. This is so depressing. This is so depressing. This is depressing. This is depressing. If it is, I've not heard of that. But also, again, if it were me and I lived in that state, I'd be getting the fuck out of there. Because how the hell? Like, y'all, Massachusetts, y'all need to fix that shit. Honestly, like, what? It shouldn't be allowed. That's the whole point. Kidsmans, I've never, I know that's good. You're getting close. I've never heard of that in any of the trials I've watched. I've never heard of that. And y'all let me know if you can remember anything specifically, but I've never heard of that. that wouldn't, you can see how it's better for justice, right? For the medical examiners to not have people looming over them apart from their interns and shit that are actually, those people, they're there to examine the body and that's it. And that's how it should be. It gets fucky when you involve it with like, okay, well, we want this charge, so find this thing. I mean, you know what I mean? Like there's a reason why it's, you know, from everything I know, it's not done that way. Oh my God. I forgot how to use my mouse. Fuck.
Again,
Read or the medical exam?
Miss Reed.
Yeah, at this point, I wonder. It could be
Proctor?
Yes.
the medical. Like I said, my intuition is this is a woman. The medical examiner is a woman. That's my guess. Is half the time when you say nut job or whatever the fuck, it could be talking about Miss Reed, and then these texts about the finding of the autopsy. The context makes way more sense if he's referring to the medical examiner. How much you want to bet it's a woman, guys? That's a good point. That's a good point when you don't have a body. That's a good point. Thank you for bringing that up, Super. Yeah, when you don't have a body. Yeah. Right. A lot of times in those cases, though, they wait for a substantial period of time to where there's no way that the person could still be alive. But those would not be brought unless they had really conclusive evidence. You know, like, for example, DNA evidence on like from the suspect, right, of the person who's missing, right? They have to have everything else in place to where the body is not necessary. Whereas here, there's just nothing. Awesome, Kit Smits. Yeah. Okay, go to sleep, Fender. I agree. Even without a body, they would do. Yeah, 100%. Okay, I'm going to play it. Okay, I'm going to play it so we can try to get across, you guys. We deserve it. We deserve it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the reminder. I need to drink water as well. Thank you. Yeah, the big throat clearing. You're close, Kit Smits. You're close. You're really close. You're really close. I don't know if you can hear. The big throat clearing. We just got there and then we were chatting. Black Widow's here. Black Widow, welcome to the fun. Oh, okay. There must be more than one big throat clearing. Oh my God. Black Widow, don't go, whatever you do, don't go listen to the rest of this. Yeah. Good night, Fender. We love you. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you for being here, as always. We love you. Oh, how is it? I haven't. I haven't started it yet because of the trial, but that's cool. I would imagine it's really good. I'm excited to read it once this is over. All right, let me go forward because there's nothing happening. Is that it? Are they going to go to cross now? Really?
I'm speaking right now.
And as far as the number of messages indicated.
No, they're still on direct. They got to be almost done with it though. Fuck. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I've had a feeling it would be really good. Just because Joel is a great storyteller. Even if he's talking about something, you know, whatever. He has a gift for that. So yeah, so they definitely, I think I was right about them stopping court kind of early, y'all. Oh wait, no, maybe not. We're still 48 minutes behind. Okay. I'm gonna speed it up until we get through the silence.
You are unmuted.
Go.
Yes.
Wow.
They're handing you another set of documents. You look up when you're finished. Do you recognize those, sir?
Yes, I do.
And what do you recognize those to be?
Another text thread between myself, Trooper Dicicco and Trooper Kokowski.
Great, more text.
Trooper Kaskowski is another
Wonderful.
trooper within your unit in the state police. Is that correct?
I wonder
Yes.
what BSN
Again, if you
is.
could read from the first message sent date and time and the last message sent date and time.
First message sent date and time,
Oh,
5/24/2022, 9:21 p.m. Last message sent date and time, 8/24/2022, 4:56 p.m.
And as far as the number of messages indicated within this text chain between yourself, Trooper Kakowski, and Trooper Dicicco,
494.
fair to say the documents before you do not contain 494 text messages, correct?
Correct.
Just in reference to that first page 2635, first message sent, that's May 24th, 2022, around 9:21 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's a message sent from Trooper Kaskowski. Is that correct?
Correct.
And what is that?
Appears to be a picture of a toy Santa Claus.
Now, sir, if I could direct your attention to page 2644. If I could direct you to the bottom of the page, sir, and see the text from yourself at June 9th, 2022 at 11:19 p.m.
June 9th. Awesome, Kit Smits.
Yes.
Very bottom of the page. You know, I may approach just to point it out.
Yes.
Yeah, I see it, sir.
He needs a flashlight from Meerkat McCabe.
Okay.
If you could read what you wrote on June 9th, 2022, around that time, sir.
If you like women who shit themselves.
Oh boy.
Yes, sir, what is it that you're referring to there?
Oh my
Um,
God.
Again, a regrettable comment I made about Miss Reed's medical condition.
Mother of God.
Now, if I could direct you to the following page, 2645.
I love how she just downplays that. It's
And
insanity.
again,
This
if
is
you could read
insanity.
from that page as far as who is, indicate to the jury who is speaking and what is being said on page 26.
Black Witter.
I'm speaking right now. The statement she made tonight at 8/7 was mental. Thank Christ it was on BWC, which is body worn camera. Trooper Kokowski responds, that's her. Smoke. Trooper Kokowski again, what'd she say? I respond, said the Alberts beat the shit out of O'Keefe, left him for dead, and that's why her taillight was cracked. She's
Huh?
gross. Trooper Dicicco, oh, fuck her, bitch.
Wait, whoa, what? So he heard her statement correctly. So that's in reference to, God damn it, Lolly. That's referring. Let me put it down. That's referring to the little snippet that we heard, which it was weird enough that only that one thing was on the body worn camera. But listen to his interpretation of it and he was there at the time.
Medical condition.
Hold on.
Now,
Wow.
if I could
This
direct
is
you to the following
insane.
page, 2645.
This is like right here, what he's about to say.
And again,
This
if
just
you
made
could read from that page as far as
defenses.
who is, and indicate to the jury who is speaking and what is being
So
said.
remember, we're going to talk in length about this statement that she makes when we get to that on the recap. But I'm going to paraphrase. So there's the first thing she says is kind of hard to hear, but if you go back and listen to it, which we did when we heard it live, whenever that was, Thursday maybe, she says something like, she says something to the effect of like, what is it? Like a year ago, Brian and Colin Albert beat him up or something. She's referring to Brian and Colin Albert like beating up John O'Keefe, it sounded like. And then, right. Thank you, Kitsmith. And I'm glad. So Kitsmith is almost caught up. So she might be able to help me remember the statement. So it's something along the lines of like, a year ago, Colin and Brian Albert beat him up, referring to John O'Keefe. And then after that, she says, so we're all in on the same joke, right? I have a cracked taillight and John is pulverized. And we're going to talk about that at length when we get to the recap. But I just wanted to repeat that for anyone who didn't hear all of that. Yeah, it's very offensive, Kitsmith. So the thing that's interesting is that Lolly maybe had not heard, maybe Lolly didn't hear the first part of that statement about Colin and Brian Albert, or either that or the defense and the Commonwealth made an agreement that if they were going to play it at all, that had to come in. I'm not sure. But the important thing is this, because remember, we all were like, oh, that was so cryptic. That it was so cryptic. Like what? The joke, like what the hell? There's no context, blah, blah. This actually matters because he was there in person. And while he's a lying piece of shit who's trying to do all kinds of shady things, that's actually why if he says like what he's about to say here, when he explains his interpretation of it, is actually really telling. So let's listen.
On page 264.
Awesome, Kit Smits. Wonderful.
I'm speaking right now. The statement she made tonight at age 7 was mental. Thank Christ it was on BWC, which is body worn camera. Trooper Kukowski responds, that's her. Smoke. Trooper Kukowski again, what'd she say? I respond, said the Alberts beat the shit out of O'Keefe, left him for dead, and that's why her taillight was cracked. She's
Did you guys hear that?
gross. Trooper Dicicco, oh, fuck her, bitch.
I think the reason they're saying that is because they're like, how dare she say that about another cop? Because that's the only thing that makes sense there, right? Like, there's no reason anyway to be talking like, obviously, but like, in other words, it's like, if anybody says, like, this is speculation, this is just my personal opinion and interpretation, that if anybody says anything that would be like against one of their, what do they call them? Like, you know, brothers in blue, whatever, right? Like, like automatically, I mean, clearly they all fucking like are super tight, even when they don't know each other. It's like, they're all in the brotherhood, right? That type of vibe. And like, because I think he said he didn't even like know Brian Albert, right? So, now having said that, he would have known Brian Albert's brother, because Brian Albert's brother is like a big head honcho dude at the Boston Police Department, which is where Proctor is. So, I don't know. What do you guys make of that? Right. Thank you, Kitsmans. Okay. So that's okay. That's what I took it as well, because he's not even saying that it's incorrect. He's not even saying that's not what happened. He's not even saying she hit him with her car. He's just calling her what did he call her? Gross. He called her gross. He didn't even dispute what she said. Insanity. Didn't even dispute it. Thank you for this, Kit Smits. I'm going to pull that up. Wow.
Thank you, sir. May I approach to retrieve your honor?
Yes.
Sir, with reference to that last bit, as far as June 9th, 2022, what was going on that day in reference to this matter again?
Miss Reed was being processed at the Milton Barracks.
Thank you.
I feel like I'm going to throw up.
I may have just a moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
Is he done? Cal can Wally continue on? I mean, really, sit down. Come on. Please be done. Please. Please be cross. Please. We need something.
Sir, if I could
Oh!
direct your attention to page 2682.
Here's what I have to say about this. And also, I'm going to speed him the fuck up a little bit. I want to
See a
get.
message sent from Trooper Dicicco on August 17th, 2022 at 9:42.
There he is.
Yes.
And is that an image contained on the next page, which is 2683?
Another image. Another image.
Yes, it is.
And what is the image of?
That is a picture of Mr. Yanetti. Appears to be from
I
quite some
know.
time ago.
I wish I had popcorn. I wish I had
Turning
popcorn.
your attention
I
to
love
the
popcorn. I
next
don't have
page,
any popcorn, though.
2684.
I really would wish I had popcorn.
And there's a response from you, August 17th, 2022 at 9:44 p.m. Is that correct?
Sorry, so go the date and time again, please.
Sure. Page 2684, 8/17/2022, 9:44 p.m.
Yes,
You see there's like sort of three
Yeah.
responses from you.
I have you now.
If you could just read the three responses from yourself, sir.
Okay, so these came from me. Funny, I'm going through his retarded client's phone. No nudes so far. I hate that man. I truly hate him.
Now, with reference to the investigation at this point, when you're talking about his client's phone, who are you referring to?
Miss Reed.
And with regards to the phone at that point, can you describe for the jury sort of what's going on during this time period of August 17, 2022 in regard to Ms. Reed's phone?
So after obtaining a search warrant from Miss Reed's phone, we weren't able to extract any data from it until August of 2023. Troopers in my office knew I was going through the phone that evening. I was most interested in location data,
Oh no.
text
Oh, no.
messages, Google
Oh my
searches.
God, I'm gonna throw up.
That was the update I gave the troopers in the office. It was a distasteful joke. I should have gave a proper update instead of that.
God.
I wasn't able to go through the phone as thoroughly as possible because I came across some a text between an attorney and Miss Reed, so I had to stop going through her phone, and I made my supervisor aware of those communications.
I'll back it up, guys.
Now, just in reference to what you had just said, this is in August of
Sorry, so go the date and time again, please.
page 2684, 8/17/2022, 9:44 p.m.
August, yeah.
Yes,
You see there's like sort of 3
Yeah.
responses from you.
I have you now.
If you could just read the 3 responses from yourself, sir.
Okay, so these came from me. Funny, I'm going through his retarded client's phone. No nudes so far. I hate that man. I truly hate him.
Now, with reference to the investigation at this point,
Wait, so he's referring to one of the defense attorneys? His retarded client's phone? Who's he referring to? Jackson or Yanetti? Holy fuck, y'all. Y'all.
thinking about his client's phone, who are you referring to?
Miss Reed.
And with
Good luck,
regards
Miss N.
to the phone at that point, can you describe for the jury sort of what's going on during this time period of August 17, 2022 in regard to Ms. Reed's phone?
So after obtaining a search warrant from Miss Reed's phone, we weren't able to extract any data from it until August of 2023. Troopers in my office knew I was going through the phone that evening. I was most interested in location data, text messages, Google searches. That was the update I gave the troopers in the office. It was a distasteful joke. I should have gave a proper update instead of that. I wasn't able to go through the phone as thoroughly as possible because I came across some a text between an attorney and Miss Reed, so I had to stop going through her phone, and I made my supervisor aware of those communications.
Oh my God.
Now, just in reference to what you had just said, this is in August of 2022. is
Yes,
that correct?
correct.
Correct.
Yes.
So after a search warrant is obtained
Right.
for the defendant's phone.
That's what I was just saying. He's referring to either Jackson or Yanetti. I don't know who, but can you imagine the roast? Y'all, what's going to happen on Cross is going to be amazing. Yes, his retarded client's phone. Yes.
Where did it go? You indicated you gave it to Trooper Garino, and where did it go from there?
Trooper Garino essentially hooks it up to a device called Grey Key, where it tries every possible combination passcodes in order to access the data contained in the phone.
Let's just not bring in any
At that
self
time, when you
let's
retrieved it,
testify about
you
this.
searched
Oh,
it,
Abby's
you
still
didn't have
alive.
the
That's good.
passcode to the defendant's phone. Is that correct?
Correct.
So that device is designed to sort of go through numbers and try to find a combination
Yanetti,
to get into the
okay.
phone, correct?
Correct.
And so from the time that you had seized it in late January,
Good luck to you,
or on
son.
January 29th,
Godspeed.
2022, until this date in August of 2022, had you been able to get into the phone or see anything in the phone in those intervening months or 7 months between January and August?
No.
And so then at this time that you're sending this text message in August of 2022, is that around the time that you were first able to access the phone?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Yes, that was the first time we were able to have access to the phone.
And with reference to your access to the phone, were you looking for news or anything like that in regard to the defendant?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Like I stated, I was most interested in Miss Reed's location data, text communications, Google searches, things of that nature. More evidence contained within the phone.
And so, sir, you mentioned at some point you came across some information that caused you to sort of freeze your looking through the phone. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so as far as that specific time period in August of 2022, when was the next time that you or any troopers from your office were able to actually look at any extraction of the defendant's phone?
So once I came across that text communication that took place on the 29th between Ms. Reed and an attorney, the phone had to be sent off to what they call a taint team to remove any attorney-client privilege information from the phone, and then it would be returned to us as well as defense received a copy of that as well. I'm not positive on the time. It was quite a long turnaround for that process to have be completed.
Sometime at least in the spring or summer of 2023.
Let's not bring in any of these
That
people.
sounds about right.
Let's not bring in any
May I approach the retrieve, Your Honor?
custodian ever. I can't even speak, y'all.
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yeah, he did already mention. Y'all want me to go back to the part about the pictures? Hold on. Let me go back a little bit.
They're handing you another set of documents. View those, look up when you're finished. Do you recognize those, sir?
Yes, I do.
And what do you recognize those to be?
Another text thread between myself, Trooper Dicicco, and
I see
Trooper
that.
Kokowski.
And Trooper Kaskowski is another trooper within your unit in the state police, is that correct?
Yes.
And again, if you could read from the first message sent date and time and the last message sent date and time.
First message sent, date and time, 5/24/2022, 9:21 p.m.
That's
Last
brilliant.
message sent, date and time, 8/24/2022, 4:56 p.m.
I agree.
And as far as the number of messages indicated
Well-
within this text chain between yourself, Trooper Kakowski, and Trooper Dicicco,
494.
fair to say the documents
That's
before
a
you do
great
not
number.
contain 494 text messages, correct?
Correct.
Just in reference to that first page, 2635, first
You're
message
right,
sent, that's
Molly.
May 24th, 2022, around 9:21 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes,
And that's a message sent from Trooper Kaskowski. Is that correct?
correct.
And what is that?
Appears to be a picture of a toy Santa Claus.
Now, sir, if I could direct your attention to page 2644.
I'm sure we'll hear this
If I could
again.
direct you to the bottom of the page, sir, and see the text from yourself at June 9th, 2022 at 11:19 p.m.
Yes.
Very bottom of the page. You know, I may approach just to point it out.
Yes.
Yeah, I see it, sir. Okay.
If you could read what you wrote on June 9th, 2022, around that time, sir.
If you like women who shit themselves.
Oh, I haven't
And,
back
sir,
a bit too far,
what
guys.
is it that you're referring to there?
Again, a regrettable
Going back a little bit too far. All right. Sorry, guys.
I may have just a moment, Your Honor.
It's hard because there's just so many of these in a row. It's hard to keep track. I know, right, Candace? It's a lot. Oh, is this the one where they have like a kind of longer?
sent date and time, 8/26/2022, 5:36 p.m.
And what is listed as far as the number of messages within this chain?
Okay, here we go.
651.
And fair to say the documents before you do not contain all 651 of those messages within this chain. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, sir, if I could direct your attention to page 2682. You see a message sent from Trooper Dicicco on August 17th, 2022 at 9:42 p.m.
Yes.
And is that an image contained on the next page, which is 2683?
Yes, it is.
And what is the image of?
That is a picture of Mr. Yanetti. Appears to be from quite some time ago.
Oh,
Now, turning your attention to
Yes,
the next
Blackwater,
page,
he's married with kids.
2684.
a picture of
There's a response
Yanetti.
from you, August
Okay.
17th, 2022
Okay.
at 9:44
Picture of
p.m.
Yanetti.
Is that correct?
Wow.
Sorry, so go the date and time again, please.
Page 2684, 8/17/2022, 9:44 p.m.
Yes,
You see there's like sort of three
Yeah.
responses from you.
I have you now.
If you could just read the three responses from yourself, sir.
Okay, so these came from me. Funny, I'm going through his retarded client's phone. No nudes so far. I hate that
There
man.
it
I
is.
truly hate him.
There it is.
Now, with
He
reference,
says it so quickly to try to, he's no nudes so far. It's hard to hear. That's where it is. Let me play that again. It happens really fast. That's the part about the nudes. I think Abby was asking. It's just happens real fast, but I wanted you to hear
I
it.
hate that man. I truly hate him.
Wait, and go back quite far enough. Hold on. So did everyone hear it?
I hate that man. I truly.
see a message sent from
All right.
Trooper Dicicco
One more
on
time.
August 17th,
Hopefully you're
2022
hearing
at
this,
9:42 p.m.
Right.
Yes.
Correct.
And
Correct.
that an
Blackwater.
image contained on the next page, which is 2683.
Ugh.
Yes, it is.
And what is the image of?
That is a picture of Mr. Yanetti. Appears to be from quite some time ago.
Now, turning your attention to the next page, 2684. And there's a response from you, August 17th, 2022 at 9:44 p.m. Is that correct?
Sorry, so go the date and time again, please.
Sure. Page 2684, 8/17/2022, 9:44 p.m.
Yes,
You see there's like sort of three
Yeah.
responses from you.
I have you now.
If you could just read the three responses from yourself, sir.
Okay, so these came from me. Funny, I'm going through his retarded client's phone. No nudes so far. I hate that man. I truly hate him.
Yeah, it happens really
Yeah.
fast. No nudes so
With
far.
reference to the investigation at this point, you're talking about his client's phone. Who are you referring to?
Miss Reed.
And with regards,
All right, so we heard all this. I just wanted to find
at
that one
point,
spot.
can
Let me
you
go
describe to the
forward.
jury sort of what's going on.
Go forward to where we were. We should be getting to cross any second now, guys. Is that it? Did I see him? Did I see him? Did I see him? Did I see him? Is it happening? Is it happening?
As a matter of fact, you were sitting there texting
You
with your
guys,
friends
sorry.
and colleagues.
Sorry.
I'll allow it.
Okay,
Is that
hold on.
Kukowski.
Sorry if I scared anybody. Okay, we're on to cross, y'all. We're on to cross. It's happening.
You are
right now.
unmuted.
Right
All
now.
right. So
Y'all ready?
just before you start, then, so we'll finish it for we're trying to figure out scheduling this time I'm going to need with the lawyers and witnesses. We're trying to work all that.
What's
out.
not a
As
joke,
it looks
Super
right now,
Tango?
I thought it was going to interfere with another day this week. As it looks right now, it may not. At the
What?
most, it will be half an afternoon or something, maybe on Friday. But it does now look good that we'll be able to continue with this. We're out tomorrow, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will be full days, and we'll be able to keep moving. All right. All right, Mr. Jackson, go right ahead.
Ready, guys?
Super Proctor, in the summer of 2022, August 17th specifically, you were sitting at your desk, presumably alone at your
Oh,
office,
boy. Look at his face, you
about
guys.
10 p.m. at night, going through my client's personal cell phone.
Oh my God.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my
As a matter
God.
of fact, you were sitting there texting with your friends and colleagues at Massachusetts State Police about you going through her personal cell phone. Is that right?
Correct, sir.
And that included Trooper
Yeah.
Dicicco. Is that right?
Dicicco, yes, sir.
Trooper Fanning, Trooper Butnick, Trooper
Look at his
Moore, and
face.
Trooper
He's out for blood.
Kukowski.
Kakowski.
Tell me that again.
Kakowski.
Kukowski.
Yes, sir.
All right, all the consonants are silent. Fair enough. Trooper Fanning and Trooper Butnick are your supervisors.
Yes.
And you were bragging to all 5 of them
Oh my God,
that you were
y'all.
going through Karen Reed's cell phone about 9:45 at night.
Deep
Objection.
breath, everybody.
I'll allow it.
Deep
Is that
breath.
right?
No, I wasn't bragging, sir.
How did you refer to Ms.
No.
Reed in that text exchange where you informed them that you were going through her phone?
We earned this,
I
guys.
use regrettable language. I said it going through his retarded client's phone right now.
You were shown a photograph of my colleague, Mr. Yanetti, correct?
Aha.
Yes.
May I approach?
Yes.
So he was referring to Yanetti. Yep. Yep. Wow.
Same document.
That's why Jackson's doing this
Your
for
Honor, I
us.
think the court has the copy.
And not
that
Yanetti.
you used.
I thought I gave
Wow.
you
Wow. Oh my God. I'm starting to feel a little bit better already. Because he's gonna, dude, y'all, he's gonna get ripped limb for limb. It's gonna be great. And he knows it, man. He fucking knows it. Oh my God.
You received a photograph.
Oh.
Actually, Your Honor, if I could, I would ask that this document be marked as next in order. Assuming the witness verifies its authenticity.
So go ahead.
Do you recognize this document?
I do, sir.
Same document that you were shown, copy of the same document that you were shown by Mr. Yanetti, correct?
Mr. Lally.
I've done that twice. Mr. Lally.
Correct.
All right. Is that a true and accurate reflection of the text messages that you were exchanging with Chris Moore, Jeff Kukowski, John Fanning, Vito Dicicco, and
Yeah, he's
Yuri
gonna hurt.
Buchanan?
God. Well, he's gonna check.
Yes.
I've asked that this be marked.
Okay, any objection?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll see you outside down there. Have that.
Fucking fuck.
You-
I knew he was gonna jump because I could hear him go all over the microphone, all gross like. I need an assistant to pull up my lollybird while I'm scrolling through the zooming things. Here we go.
Inquire, Your Honor?
Yes.
Excellent. We are. How's your popcorn, Kitsmits?
Trooper Proctor, Trooper Dicicco had sent
You
you
can
a
barely
photograph
see. He's livid like
of
we
my
are.
colleague, Mr. Yanetti, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Good point, Candace. Yes. Yes.
Your Honor, because of the technical issue, I'm not going to display on the television. May I display this part up briefly? Sure. Thank you. You see that, gentlemen?
I do, sir.
Is that the photograph that you received?
Yes.
Is that what you referred to?
Oh,
on
that
the
must be
examination with Mr. Lally,
Yanetti.
about
Wow.
receiving a photograph from Mr. Yanetti.
Wow.
Correct.
And then your response was what?
He just keeps talking.
I hate that man. I truly hate that man.
Oh my God. Did you hear that? Let me back that up. There's an objection. He just keeps fucking talking. Do it, Jackson. Do it,
Display on the,
y'all. Yes.
television. May I display this
Yes, sir.
briefly?
Yes, sir.
You see that, gentlemen?
I do, sir.
Is that the
Listen.
photograph that you received?
Yes.
Is that what you referred to on direct examination with Mr. Lally about receiving a photograph from Mr. Yanetti?
Correct.
And then your response was what?
I hate that man. I truly hate that man.
Actually, your response was, I'm going through his retarded client's phone right now, correct?
Yes. After the picture, sir. Yes.
Who's the retarded client?
I was referring to Miss Reed again, unprofessional language.
I'm asking who you were referring to.
Miss
I know
Reed.
You got an explanation. Who was it that you were referring to as retarded?
Miss Reed.
Karen Reed, the
Wow.
woman sitting to my left.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Subject of your investigation as a professional, correct?
Yes, sir.
As an unbiased, objective investigator, The person
No, this is what I said. This is what I said. Remember, I was like, every time he calls himself professional, or every time he says that the texts are unprofessional, but yet he's a professional investigator who's unbiased and doing his job, and it didn't affect his investigation. I pointed that out. I was like, hang on, that doesn't make it. That's opposites. Like, there's no way.
that you were investigating, you referred to
Yep.
to your bosses
Yes.
as retarded.
Yes.
Correct?
Again, poor language on my part.
Poor language is one way to put
Bravo.
it. Completely offensive is another way to put it.
I'm
Right?
jumping up and down.
Objection.
I've got to sustain that, Mr. Jackson.
I'm jumping up and down, you guys. Oh my God. Yes.
After you referred to my
Get it.
client,
Y'all, right now, I'm going to say, here's my 2 cents. Right now, I think he's standing up. He's got, y'all, can you imagine? He's not just fighting for Karen right now. I think he's also fighting for Yanetti because he's pissed. Like, this is awesome. This is
as
awesome.
retarded, then you decided to make a comment about Mr. Yanetti, her lawyer, correct?
Correct.
And what did you say about Mr. Yanetti again?
I hate that man. I truly hate that man.
I hate that man. I truly hate him, correct?
Correct.
You didn't say I dislike him, disagree with him,
Oh my
you said I
God.
hate him, correct?
Correct, sir.
That's a visceral response to someone who's just doing the job, correct?
Objection.
Get him.
Sustained. You can ask it differently.
Sure. Let me ask
Jenny?
it this way. Were you upset or annoyed or pissed off that Karen Reed had gotten representation, legal representation?
Ooh.
No, not at all. That's all right.
Interesting. Interesting. You
Let me
know,
ask you this. In
sorry. I will say maybe the reason he's saying he hates Yanetti is because he knows that Yanetti is really a good defense attorney. I wonder if that's what it is. And that would make sense with the question that Jackson just asked about representation.
August of 2022, you said you absolutely hate it, correct?
I don't know if I use absolutely. Yeah, I didn't use absolutely, sir.
You used truly, correct?
Truly, yes.
How do you feel about it now? You're sitting right there.
Oh,
I still don't care for him
fuck
now.
me.
I'll let it stand.
Y'all, I'm going to blow up of happiness. This is what a roller coaster day.
What did you
y'all.
tell your colleagues that you were
fuck.
looking for as you sat
Wow,
at almost 10
Jackson.
p.m. at night on a Wednesday night,
Guys.
August 17th, 2022, looking through Karen Reed's phone?
Wow.
I didn't tell them I was looking through anything. They knew I was going through Miss Reed's phone. I
My
provided a
God.
inappropriate joke as an update. They knew I was going through location data, text messages, Google searches. But like I mentioned earlier, I had stopped.
While he's
You
doing
said
his
to
job.
Proctor, none of that really professional sounding stuff
Right.
ended up in
Yep.
your comments to
That's
your
what I was-
bosses.
Yep.
Did it?
Again, it was a poor joke.
Is that yes or no?
Did not know.
It did not.
No,
As a
sir.
matter of fact, what did you write after you talked about going through the quote retarded client's phone?
Wow.
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, right? Thank you. Judge Bell, once.
No
finally.
news so far.
No nudes so far,
Mhm.
correct?
Yes.
Correct.
And you said that to your bosses.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, I'm sorry if I'm hurting your ears. I
You were
can't.
looking for naked photographs of Miss Reed on a Wednesday night as you sat in your office at 9:44 p.m., correct?
No, not correct.
Unbelievable.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever looked for naked photos of a male suspect?
Oh
that
my
you were
God.
Investigating?
I don't
Yes.
look for naked photos on anyone's phones.
But you said you were looking for nudes of Miss Reed.
Like I
correct?
said, Mr. Jackson, it was an inappropriate joke.
Sir, this is a citizen. She's a woman. You were
Yes.
supposed to be objectively investigating. Does your text
just
message
rolled
to
his
your
eyes.
colleagues and
He
that's
just
what you
rolled
said
his
to me,
eyes.
reflect an objective investigation of a citizen?
Objection.
He just
You
rolled
can get
his
part
eyes.
of that question and ask
rolled-
again.
He rolled his eyes.
Do you believe that your text messages were reflective of an objective investigator?
Objection.
I'll allow that. Do you believe that, Trooper Proctor?
I believe poor jokes have and unprofessional
No.
language have no bearing on the integrity
No.
and the facts and physical evidence of this case.
It's not that they don't have any bearing
That's
on
not
facts and
right.
integrity. It's that they have no place in a professional investigation because it shows bias, right?
Objection.
So I have to sustain that as asked. Go ahead and ask it differently, Mr. Jackson.
You weren't so much as objectively investigating Karen Reed as objectifying her, correct?
Yes.
Objection.
I'll
Accurate.
allow that.
Isn't that right?
Rephrase the question, please.
No.
You weren't so much as objectively investigating her as objectifying her in those moments, correct?
Again, Mr. Jackson, it was a poor choice of words and a joke
Shut the fuck
that I
up.
should not have texted out.
Dude.
But from the start of the investigation, we didn't know what we had.
And your Trooper Proctor, your point in saying no nudes so far to your colleagues in Massachusetts State Police was to suggest that you were looking for nudes and you'd update them when you found them,
Yep.
correct?
Incorrect.
Well, let me ask you a question. Did you find any nudes of
Again,
Karen Reed?
I didn't go through the photo, sir.
Did you find any nudes of Karen Reed?
I didn't go through the photo, sir.
You weren't successful in your quest.
I came across text messages from Miss Reed to another attorney on January 29th, so I had to stop looking through her phone.
So you got
Oh,
sidetracked
that's why
before
you
could
keep
get to
saying
making
that.
pictures of Miss Reed. Is that what you're saying?
Sustained.
To be clear, when you sent those text messages on that group chat, those text messages included, as we said, or as you said, not one, but two of your supervisors, correct?
Correct.
Were you ever reprimanded for your conduct in sending that text message?
Objection.
So that's sustained. Do we need to go to sidebar based on what you told me earlier?
You do
Oh,
not.
Okay, so,
I'll ask you a different way.
okay.
Did either Trooper Fanning or Trooper Buchanan dress you down in a responsive text message in that text thread for doing something so abhorrent as
Oh,
looking
wow.
for nudes or referring to nudes of a
Oh.
female suspect or subject of your investigation?
Interesting.
Did that ever happen?
Not that I can recall.
As a matter of fact,
Huh.
in reference to one of the text messages in this same string, your boss, Yuri Buchanan, actually responded to the
Oh.
photo
Oh.
of Mr. Yanetti, didn't it?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
He did, sir.
After you received the photo, that's when you said, I'm, quote, funny, I'm going through his retarded client's phone. Is that right?
Objection.
I'll allow this, but not too many more.
Sure. Is that correct? It's on the top of page
Yes, sir.
685.
That's correct.
And Yuri Buchanan liked that comment. Funny, I'm going through his retarded client's phone.
I see you laughed at an image here, sir. I can't tell if he liked that comment, sir.
May I approach?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if it's just because it's faded or. Yeah, my
Give him a
copy's faded.
flashlight.
2685. You can use my copy if that helps.
All right. Thank you.
Help him out.
What do you see on the top of that page?
Sergeant Buchanan liked it.
Like what?
The going through his retarded client's phone, sir.
May I approach?
Yes. Wow.
There you go.
So your supervisors at Massachusetts State Police not only didn't ride you for making comments like this, encouraged it.
Objection.
Sustained.
Trooper Proctor, this is your direct chain of command. Is that right? Yuri Buchanan?
Yes, sir.
Did you believe that your conduct was a misuse of your authority and power
Wow.
as you were going through her phone in August of 2022?
Objection.
I'll allow it.
No, I had a warrant signed by a district clerk, Stoughton District Clerk,
Wow.
to go through Miss Reed's phone. I
Wow.
don't think it was an abuse of power. I had every right to go through that phone.
Did the warrant say anything about looking for nudes of my client?
Objection.
Did it
Oh.
No,
say anything about that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, next question.
So that would be an abuse of the power that was given to you by the court, correct?
Objection.
Sustained.
Trooper Proctor, you'd agree that the hallmark of any good investigation, as you've been taught and others
He
in
would
Massachusetts
not
State
know.
Police have been taught,
Investigation if it hit him on the head.
is that the investigation and the investigator have to be fair. They have to be impartial. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Meaning that the investigation has to be free of conflicts, right?
Yes, sir.
The investigator has to be free of conflicts, right?
Yes,
The investigation has to be free of bias. Is that right?
correct.
You can't be biased against the person that you're investigating. That would compromise the entire thing, wouldn't it?
Yes,
Basically, you follow the evidence. You're supposed to follow the evidence wherever it takes you, right?
correct.
Good or bad, top to bottom, just follow the evidence and report it back. That's how an investigation is supposed to be run, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And these are things that you learn early on at Massachusetts State Police Academy and then in your detective training. Isn't that right?
It is.
Literally, it's part of an oath that you took at the academy that you will, quote, faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all of the duties incumbent on you as a Massachusetts State Police trooper, right?
Yes, sir.
You swore that oath.
I did.
Wow.
When you start an investigation, everybody in that investigation should be treated exactly the same. Don't you believe that's true?
Correct.
Everybody, have you ever heard the phrase, everybody's a suspect until they're not? Right?
Objection.
Sustained.
It's especially important early in an investigation before all of the facts are known that the investigator is not compromised by bias, prejudice, right?
Correct.
Most important early in the investigation, because that's when the most things are up in the air. There's the cloud, the fog of not knowing exactly what the truth is, right?
Objection.
Sustained.
In other words, Trooper Proctor, you don't get to pick a suspect and then try to find evidence to support your choice, right?
Correct.
But in this case, it's exactly what you did, isn't it?
Absolutely not.
All right, Mr. Jackson, why don't we end for today?
Wow.
This is
Okay.
as good a place as any. Thank you.
Okay. All right. All right. So, folks, we're off to
Wow.
those same three cautions.
So he's laying. Okay. So Jackson right there, in my opinion, is laying the foundation for this entire thing of like the cover up, the conspiracy. Like they picked a suspect and then they found the evidence to support it. And then that's like an idea, right? A concept. But then there's so much that's already been shown to the jury to back that up in terms of the evidence, right? Everything along the way. It's like that couldn't have like come in and had any type of what's the right way to say it? Like credence to it, were it not for the fact that they've already essentially proved that that's the case. And honestly, Karen's own statement in that interview points to that as well. So yeah, that's it. That's it, guys. So she stops court right on the dot. I know. That's it. Yeah, they stop right at 4 o'clock. Oh, hi, Helene. Sorry, I did not see your comments. I was really paying attention to the cross-examination. So welcome. Happy to see you. Helene says, please look into the Sandra Birchmore case. It connects some of the main actors here to Rico. So I will say that I came into this trial without knowing any background information. And I'm just learning what everyone's learning through the trial. So I'm not doing any outside research. However, after the trial, I will be willing to look into other things like what happened pre-trial, other information. I know there's a lot here, but I actually really appreciate coming in without like literally no concept and no, a clean slate, but Bly. Oh my God, what a long day. Bye, Black Widow. We love you. So yeah, she was very different today. Although I will say this morning though, she was really hard on Yanetti this morning, but right. Yeah, that's a good point, Kit Smits. Yeah, 3 hours behind. Yeah. So wow though. That was a lot. And this is like the moment of a lifetime for Jackson, like he's crafting this very specifically. And wow, just wow. So Wednesday, I'll definitely be streaming it live as long as I can. I wonder how much wow, I just don't even know. My mind, there was so much today. I mean, God, we started today with Yuri on the stand. That feels like a million years ago. Wow. I don't know. We heard this was insane. This might be the craziest day of trial yet. And that's like saying a lot because every day has been crazy. So I have this Trooper Proctor quote. It was an innocent conversation. Wow. I don't know. That's a lot to process, y'all. Wow. DSN is probably still getting caught up. Oh man. So he's witness 57. And that one big thing, just I'm trying to remember it all. There was so much, but like the fact that like I'm thinking now we're not going to hear from the Emmy, which is like mind-boggling. Right. No, I agree. It was better to let Jackson do it for sure. Because like I was saying, I don't know if you were here, but I was like saying that he's fighting in this case, like Jackson was fighting for not just Karen, but also standing up for his, friend and coworker, colleague, for Yanetti, because he was hammering him just as hard about that, which is great. He's like, God, I love that moment when he's like, and is that how you feel when he's sitting here right now today? I was like, oh my God, y'all. Yeah, I know. It's a lot. This is like insanity. I don't even know what one does to try to like, wow. It's like everything that came out of his mouth was so problematic in so many ways. The text messages, the way he talked about women, trying to abuse the medical examiner's office, who again, you're hearing it here first, guys. It's speculation, but I'm gonna go ahead and go on a limb and say that how much you want to bet. If we ever learn how much you want to bet, it's a woman. I will just go ahead and say that on the record. My squirrely crystal ball tends to be quite accurate usually. And any other times in this trial when I've made little squirrely crystal ball predictions, they've come out to be accurate. So I don't know. My mind is like blown. I don't really know. Again, if I lived in Massachusetts, I'd be getting the hell out of there. The poor jury. God, and then Lolly's questions were so awful and so offensive as well to the jury. Like, there were so many moments where it was just like, really? Like he followed up there was a whole slew of those disgusting texts, and then Lolly followed it up with like, so did this ever influence your investigations? Like, pardon? Yeah, I think it goes well. It's we're well beyond bad character. We're well beyond that. Clearly there's a prerogative, ulterior motives, what have you, that they tend to have, and they don't think twice about it. And it does seem, I think I was saying it, and then I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody in the chat was also saying the same thing of like, maybe this whole thing is trying to save face for the department, like fellow law enforcement shit, right? At any cost, no matter what. So y'all, my dog needs to go out, Frodo, and I've got lots of stuff I need to catch up on. This was a really wild day. Thank you guys for being with me and with each other and all of us here together to offer moral support and try to make sense, as the intro always says, try to make sense of this. This is a tough one. But I do trust Jackson and Yanetti to, like the song, it's your time to shine, or whatever the lyric is. Jackson and Yanetti, it's time to shine. So, unfortunately, we have to wait until Wednesday. But you know what? It's not the worst thing in the world, because we will have a day to kind of process all this, right? Tomorrow. And additionally, we will have a recap tomorrow night for week 6, part 2. So what we're going to be doing is finishing up with all the forensic stuff from the people from the Massachusetts State Crime Lab. And then everything after that is going to be Buchanan on the stand. So, and we're going to just go through it all. Yeah, I agree with you, Kitsmith, especially given the Harvey Weinstein thing. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Good idea, Candace. Chocolate sounds nice. Yeah, I know, right? Like, we all need to do some things here to just sort of, so yeah, I mean, yeah, so we'll be recapping tomorrow, and going through the vast majority of Buchanan's testimony. We probably won't finish it because I think I have it divided up by the days. But then when he comes back on day 21, day 21, Thursday, he's not on the stand for very long. So anyway, so I would assume the next recap, not tomorrow, but the following one will be Thursday, because that was a half day, and then probably some of today. So anyway, but y'all, if for anyone who hasn't joined the Discord, I know that y'all that are here probably, everybody has, but for anyone on replay crew, that way you can make sure to stay in the loop for what's going on. And also we have fun in there. So Nightbot should be putting that link in the chat as well for y'all. And then on the channel, I do have playlists for this trial with everything that we've been doing, as well as other trials. So I'm honestly, my brain is too fried to like come up with any more sentences other than that. But I will say this, y'all are the best. It's been real. Couldn't imagine it any other way without the squirrel crew, the squirrel homies. So thank you for being here, and thanks for being a squirrel. Y'all take care of yourselves, soothe the soul, as Candace said. And we will talk soon. I'll see y'all hopefully for the recap tomorrow. And again, we'll be back on Wednesday for trial. Love you too, Kitsmits. And yeah, I'll go ahead and roll that intro, y'all, today. I'll roll the outro.